Hey YouTube, this is Rack City. I'm James.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
And this is Rack Podcast.
Whoa.
So, pretty good week. We saw some more Promised Neverland. We're up to episode 3 now. A bunch of new stuff. And I wanted to bring up a fun fact from a Silent Voice movie, which we've seen, which should be up this Friday, I believe.
Yes.
On Patreon.
Oh.
Shoko's English voice dub actress, Lexi Marmon, is actually deaf in real life.
Ooh.
And yeah, you could kind of tell.
Yeah.
At first I was thinking, are they just trying really hard? But then as it went on, I was like, no, this sounds legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So they want it to be like super realistic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of other animes with deaf characters that sounded somewhat like that. Like, I think it's called Gangsters. Something like
I
that.
haven't watched Gangsters.
It's the one where the guy, I feel like we've talked about it before, but it's the one where the main character, he can't hear, but everyone has like a compensation. Very good show, but never got a second season. Yeah, so we're seeing 3 episodes of Promised Neverland, 3 episode rule.
Yeah.
You guys still intrigued by what you've seen?
Yeah.
I am, yes.
Like it so far still. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 12 episodes for the first season. Right?
I believe so. I think it's 12 episodes, yeah.
So this is going to go fast.
And as soon as it went live, like, didn't she say, like, all the comments were like, don't watch season 2, don't watch season 2, don't watch season 2.
It's like, don't do it.
We had 7 comments, 5 of which were saying don't watch season 2.
Oh my god.
And as the day went on, I think we ended up at 15 comments, 10 of which don't watch season 2.
oh my gosh. Oh, it makes me
Now
so
I really
worried.
want to watch it. No. Well, I'm thinking if so many people dislike it, there's either, like, a lot of people that are going to come to hate it, or nobody's going to come and watch it. So it's like, the chance is very...
The problem is, a couple of people have like explained it in a way. It's like with recently. I don't know if you heard the controversy with the Witcher TV show, where season 1 was great, and then season 2 they skipped a bunch of plot points and they kind of made up a bunch of stuff, and it made the story not make sense as a result of missing some plot points or introducing a character too early or not introducing a character at all. So with that as the example, I think in season 2 they jump an arc or two and they skip a character or something entirely. And it really upset people. So if we go into it and watch that, we're not going to really understand what we're missing.
Yeah.
But we may be confused or feel a drop in quality. Is what they explained to me.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, before I was just like, we're just going to watch season 2. But with such a wave of everyone
like,
saying don't
do it.
it's the perfect bookend to this anime is season 1, just leave it alone.
Oh, it does bookend well.
People say it bookends very well.
Because that was my only reason to be like, listen, I want to watch season 2 anyways. If season 1 ended in a way where they're like, oh, we got to deal with this major problem still, but we're kind of okay.
Yeah.
We're healing in hospital. You're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I would be like, nah, let's just watch season 2 and just give it to Patreon if everybody hates it so much. You know, but okay. Since season 1 it ends well, I'm more open to not continuing.
Same.
I might watch it anyway. Just like on my own.
Hey, you could watch it and then you can tell us. And you're like, nah, it was actually great, guys.
You could do that. You could also like read the manga and like compare the two.
I'm probably not gonna do
Yeah, I was
that. I
gonna
might watch a
say,
video on
That's
on
homework for you.
Yeah,
Just
that's
watch.
going too far. Going too far.
I'll just watch a video on the manga. Which I did once.
Yeah, you did say you watched like 2 episodes in?
I watched a couple episodes in, and then I dipped my toe back in every now and again.
Oh, so you just picked up.
Yeah, but I never watched the end of this season.
Yeah. Well, people who have spoken about it, they said it's like it answers enough where you can live with it, but it leaves enough mystery there where they could do a sequel movie kind of thing, but you don't need it necessarily.
Alrighty.
Yep.
So it's okay. So now I'm getting more of a picture here. So it's kind of like Xenon, what's her name? Oh, you guys, it was my season. Never mind. It was my era. There's this girl she lived in a spaceship.
Oh, I think.
Do you remember Xenon? I can't remember her name.
I don't
Xenon,
remember her name, but
something.
she wore like blue.
Yes, super like the tropey,
like
futuristic
2000 space funky.
Yeah. Well, there was a sequel. There was Xenon the sequel or something like that, and it was terrible. The first one was great, and the second one sucked. And everybody complained about it.
Really?
It was on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
I can't remember how it's spelled either. Xenon. Just try the sequel. Xenon with a Z.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Xenon the sequel.
Xenon the sequel.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were talking about anime, dude.
Do you remember those clothes? Look at those clothes.
No.
Look at those clothes.
Or this hair.
I do remember that.
Oh my gosh, I remember that guy.
That guy. The hair is what I'm looking at.
The hairstyle. I'm glad that thing died. That thing should have never been invented.
Yeah.
The spiky flame hair tips.
But it's not. It's not even spiky. It's like
It's
it's
bleached.
almost like a
Like a mohawk, like mini hawks.
yeah.
That was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, it was Xenon the movie and then Xenon the sequel or something like that. But the first one I really liked.
The one where they like the spirit of the moon was like, get off my moon kind of thing. Yeah.
I think so.
And then it was like the resort was getting set up there.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the plot.
And then
quite.
he was like, yeah, we're gonna do it on Mars instead. He was like, Mars is like the spirit of war. Are you not gonna learn your lesson?
I remember someone saying something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't picture the scene, but I remember that line of like, "That's the god of war. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I just remember the second one being dumb. But I loved the first one so much, I watched the second one all the way
I
through.
enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, so we were talking about before Sound Voice. I don't remember how much we went into detail last episode of Sound Voice, but now that it's going to be up on Friday for you patrons, I'm very curious what you guys thought of the way that was edited, because I mean, it ended up exactly in the time frame that I wanted. I was shooting for like 40 minutes, which is about how much everyone else did. But yeah, just let me know what you thought of that, because with movies especially, you jump up
You have to
a
cut
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Little stuff that we did react to, we laughed at, but it just can't make the final cut. Because even though it's like a chuckle or a laugh, or even we said something prominent, it's just not enough.
Yeah, it's
without
not
ruining the flow, you know.
It's not an important enough part of the story to like maintain and cut something else out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there was a lot of that for the short green-haired boy that was a friend.
Oh yeah.
He had a lot of funny scenes, but it was just like a lot of this can be cut. You don't need a lot of this, you know. Fluff kind of thing.
Yeah.
Broccoli bowl.
That's what the good of the uncuts for on Patreon.
Yes. I've got a couple of movies I've gone through and added to a list already, even though we haven't gotten a whole lot of recommendations. Last podcast that's up, we got some recommendations for some live movies, which those are on the table. But compared to other stuff, which I know will definitely do well, I'm not saying you won't like it. It's a dice roll. Whereas there's a lot of other movies where I know it's not a dice roll. So it's on the table. It's just not up on the table too high, you know? And I've got a lot of movies which I know end bittersweet that I put on a list because it's the type of bittersweet where you can live with it.
Okay.
I'm expecting a lot of pain.
We keep saying we need to like prepare tissues.
We never do.
We never do.
We never do.
Like, what is the last show we just watched the other day?
86.
Was it 86? Yes.
86.
Because we watched it before the second show. And her eyes, like she was like, and we have to go into the next episode.
Yeah.
Like we never prepare with the tissues. We need tissues.
We could make it a bit. You just see a hand come out of nowhere and slap down the tissue, and then you know, oh no, this episode's gonna be something.
Yes. Oh, yes. Somebody just stands and then do, oh hi.
Whoever is the person who's seen the whole thing.
Yeah. We should do that.
Just that kind of spoiler.
Spoilers. But I mean, some shows we just need to always have tissues, like 86 and Promise Neverland. I'm pretty sure Promise Neverland is coming to a point where we're gonna be like heartbroken for a while. Because like I'm looking at this plot of this show, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way.
37 kids, 38.
There's no way.
Kids. Majority under 6 years old.
Someone was saying it's a good idea to do the counter thing, because it'd be funny and good to keep track and stuff like that. Because remember, I was saying keeping track on the screen of how many kids are still around.
Oh no!
Yeah, so we have 38. I'm just going down.
Oh no! Speaking of the kids in Promise Neverland, Jamal, I think it was Jamal, commented on Patreon about you guys' conversation about punting children.
Oh, you did? I didn't see that. I was hoping somebody would comment about that.
You didn't see the
I
comment?
didn't see it.
I think he probably commented this morning or something. I saw it before I left this morning. It was
I've been checking.
He's been looking out for it. He wanted to see it.
yeah. He said when you were like, gotta get those numbers up. He's like, he fell off the chair.
I mean, two.
So funny.
Oh man. Oh, but speaking of movies, in the Discord, Neokai,
Yeah.
he posted a trailer for the new movie Chicken Run.
Oh yeah.
The new
There's a
Chicken
new
Run.
Chicken
Yeah,
Run.
it's coming out March. It said, I think February or March.
Hell yeah. I didn't know it was. I thought that IP was dead.
So did I.
Honestly, he probably should have stayed dead.
That's what I'm worried about. But like
Yeah.
the trailer doesn't look too annoying. It doesn't look annoying.
It looks the same feel of the
Yeah.
first one, and I don't even remember it clearly. I just vaguely remember they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this time they're trying to break in.
But for
Something
what
about
reason?
a chicken nugget factory is what I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
A rescue.
A rescue, maybe.
Mayhaps.
I mean, Chicken Run. I remember that being the first movie that I thought I love this movie. I think
Really?
it might have been the first one.
I
Yeah.
don't remember it at all. Like, I remember the concept. I remember the artwork. Like, I was looking at the trailer and I was like, this is familiar, but I don't remember the movie.
Yeah.
It was released in 2000. I remember it had been out for a long enough time where they could do reruns on TV.
Wow.
Because I remember we saw it one night, and 2 nights later, it was still on TV again. So it was like on the cycle by that point. But I remember seeing plenty of movies before that were kids' movies, because, you know, Nickelodeon and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Cartoon Network, and knowing they're just longer episodes.
Oh.
They're not movies, you know?
Yeah.
But the Chicken Run was like, this is an interesting plot. I don't know any of these characters, and it hooked me in immediately. Very good.
Ooh, it already came out December 15th.
Oh.
Ooh.
Dawn of the Nugget.
Dawn of the Nugget.
Straight to Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny how that used to be like an
23
insult.
years
Yeah.
later.
23. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Here we are. Wild.
I remember that. And I hated the art because it had the
It's
Wallace and
like
Gromit
this
art.
claymation.
Roundy thing, yeah.
The mouth specifically.
The
Yeah.
mouths are
It makes me
annoying, yeah.
angry.
Yeah. But you know what? It works really well with the accents.
Yeah, very.
They're British, right?
They're British, yeah.
And then there was also, I think, a spin-off from, I don't know if it was from Chicken Run or from the something in Gromit that you just said, with the sheep. That's the one. That's the show I used to watch all the time.
Oh. The sheep.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Wallace and Gromit, they looked after sheep, right?
yeah, I think so.
And then there was a show with the sheep.
Just the sheep.
I
But there
remember
was
that
like
one.
one really smart sheep who kept trying to mess with people.
Oh my gosh, very
Yeah.
vague.
Yeah, it's like white hair, like a black and white sheep.
Shaun the Sheep.
Shaun the sheep, that was it. Shaun the sheep is what I used to watch all the time. I really enjoyed that
The
show.
Birth of Shaun the Sheep.
It,
I remember his name, though. Yeah, title.
I remember I'd have to wake up earlier to actually watch it, but I enjoyed it.
170 episodes.
Wow.
My goodness.
I remember the artwork again. Don't remember the show.
Yeah. I remember seeing some of these TV shows I used to watch as a kid and being amazed of how small its runtime was. Like, you know, Mr. Bean? Like that,
Oh,
character
yeah,
kept on
yeah,
TV
yeah,
a few
yeah.
times. He had like 6 episodes total in his entire existence.
What?
And they're like hour-long episodes.
Yeah.
They're like back-to-back shotgun skits. And then they throw them out there and he became famous. Like,
Wow.
yeah, let's see. Mr. Bean episode count.
I think it got a, what do you call it?
15, okay.
Okay, that's way more.
I think it also got an animated series at one point, I think.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, cool.
I just remember from the live thing, though.
Yeah.
When I saw 15 episodes, that's crazy.
Yeah. And it became a mark in history. Can you imagine being that guy though? You will never be able to go anywhere without
No.
without people being like, "Hey, it's Mr. Bean."
There was also, okay, so there's this guy on YouTube. He's like a math guy, and he has a look of Mr. Bean, and he really leans into it. Like, he makes the facial expressions, and he's like trying to teach you math. It's really funny. And then there's this girl who claims, I don't know if it's true, if it really is, claims to be his daughter. Looks just like him.
Oh.
And she like monobrow and everything, and then she does like her makeup. She's a makeup girl. She does her makeup. She's like fabulous. She looks amazing. Nothing like Mr. Bean. Like I don't know how she does it. Look how decent and normal he looks. It's just when he makes faces.
Yeah.
Well, he has 3 kids. You know her
Yeah.
name?
I don't know her name, but
Yeah, she does look just like him.
but she does the ugly face thing very well. Like very stretchy face.
Stretchy faces.
And then she makes a really beautiful makeup look, and she looks nothing.
Yeah, I'm seeing all these. Like, that's the same person.
It's like, yeah.
Right?
Just have to darken the eyebrows a little bit and completely different.
Yeah,
Makeup is
but she
so
leans into it, like that she looks like her father.
Yeah.
Like that's my dad. No, this is me.
If you got it, use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up. This is a kind of a tangent kind of thing. When we start looking into movies, every single time it is such a pain because there are at this point I feel like hundreds of
Yeah.
streaming services.
Yeah.
Oh.
So many different hands to shake between these groups that
Yeah.
are doing these movies.
Yeah.
I remember going to the Code Geass movies. every single movie felt like they had a different person owning it.
Yeah.
Like, it's Amazon at this point because at least they're straightforward. You know how to get to the site. You know how to get to the click pay now button. I started to look into, okay, do I want to watch this? YouTube, $4. Like, okay, I guess. YouTube owns this anime movie for some reason.
For some reason, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sound of Voice was weird too. We had to buy that from, we got it from someone. Was it Amazon? Yes,
Silent
it was
what?
Amazon. Sound of Voice?
Silent Voice, yeah. We had to pay for... Was it Amazon?
That was Amazon.
I know Oshinoko right now is on Amazon. And it's on weird Amazon. It's not even on Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon High Dive. Mm-hmm. So we had to pay for this separate... Amazon's so weird.
Yeah.
Their subscriptions is messed up. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, they have a separate subscription you have to pay to get rid of ads now. Mm-hmm. And then they have this High Dive thing, which is different from Prime Video.
It's for anime
which you're
only,
supposed to... And you're supposed to have Prime Video with your Prime, because it's called Prime Video. But then they have the ads free, and then they have the High Dive, and I don't know what else they have, but it's just like, what the heck?
I think what they've done is they've taken the external issue of having like 15 different people to buy a movie from, and they made it internal. So you've got High Dive, you've got Amazon Prime Movie, and you've got all these other subsectors, but they're all in Amazon.
Oh, in Amazon.
But they are separate because they need to pay different people.
Right.
You know? Because I think High
like
Dive is specifically for anime.
Because I was gonna say, is that so?
I don't
What
know.
they need to do is take off the Amazon part first and make it High Dive, and then like subtitle Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon owned or something.
Yeah, something like that. Because then you don't think, I have Prime, I should have this.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
I guess
confuse
they're like gambling. The brand recognition is stronger because High Dive's a no name. So maybe they're scared of other people taking the business.
But what's interesting is that if I see Amazon before anything other than Amazon shopping, I'm like, I don't want it.
Really?
Take it away. It's gonna be crappy. Yes, usually my experience with anything other, like any company that makes something else that's not their usual,
It's
within
usually
their
not
usual
as good.
wheelhouse, it's just crappy.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Actually, I've not had that experience with when I've gotten Amazon Basics. Amazon Basics stuff, it's been pretty decent.
Meh.
Because usually it's the type of things I get Amazon Basics for are things that I don't really care for them to be super high like quality. So if I don't care and I just want something reliable, it's usually reliable.
Yeah.
That's household items, right?
Yeah, basic stuff. I'm trying to remember the last thing.
Pens, cords.
Cords, usually
wires.
cords. I get Amazon Basics, and it's usually fine.
Yeah, the prices are getting better for the basic stuff. Like I saw their Amazon grocery shopping. We flirted with the idea of using them as a grocery so that we didn't have to like go out and do huge shopping trips anymore.
Yeah, especially during COVID.
But the prices are fairly close to being, this is better, but not quite there yet. And all these streaming services prices are going up. I feel like it's going to be a while before anything else goes down. Because the ads and stuff like that, it feels like whenever a new sector of the market shows up, soon enough the big claws come in, and we need another yacht, Jerry. And every single time.
We need another yacht, Jerry.
Yeah.
Like, look at what happened to WhatsApp, right? I know they don't make you pay or anything, but as soon as that got popular, Facebook bought them.
Yeah.
It happens every time.
Yeah.
Which you
As
want.
if they didn't have enough of your information.
Nah.
Now they have all of your conversations.
Right?
As well.
But you know they're trolling through it.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's like, if you were to make a company and you get offered $3 billion,
Yeah. Because otherwise there's a chance of you fading out of existence. And the chance of them causing you to fade out of existence.
they've done that. I think they tried to do that to TikTok in the earliest, didn't they?
Yeah, because they did that to Snapchat because then they got Instagram stories, and they also got Facebook stories, I think, and that did a lot to squash
Snapchat. It's funny. It's still popular in a certain age group. Like people still lean towards Snapchat, and there's still people like promoting like you should do ads on Snapchat and all of that still. Yeah. But I don't hear people going there as popularly as it used to be.
I know people still like it for its disappearing conversations feature. Yeah.
So like, it's a time limit and it burns it.
Yeah, like after 24 hours.
Yeah. And it's funny, Instagram brought that in conversations, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't want it to disappear. Like, I need to be able to go back and say, what did I tell him?
What did
Yeah.
I tell you?
Which lie did I'm not kidding. Okay. No, but like I like to go back sometimes, like especially if sometimes we send messages like, oh, I sent it to this person, I can go find it. You know, so that's one of the reasons I never really got into Snapchat because of the disappearing thing.
Yeah.
But it's probably just because it's not my era.
I know it was popular with a lot of cheating husbands at some point.
Of course,
For some
of course.
This
reason.
is disappearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people like on Instagram would be like, if somebody said, oh, can we talk on Snapchat instead? It'd be like, oh, okay, so you're trying to cheat on somebody here. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the convenience is versus just using any other messaging app, because I remember there was a time period I nearly got it because a bunch of my friends in the online gaming community started to get it at the same time, and they use it to talk to each other like, hey, we need to do this thing, and call everybody in. And I was just always thinking, okay, you all have each other's phone numbers, you all have group chats that I know about because I've seen them. Why not just message there?
Yeah.
I see you're all online all the time, so what's the need for Snapchat? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it beeps and everything else doesn't.
You do. There is some people like the streaks as well. You get streaks for like talking to somebody daily.
Oh my gosh.
What do you get?
Nothing. You just get a streak. You just get a
Streaks are
streak.
incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Incredibly.
I know. I
You
intentionally
feel
break
guilt.
streaks in anything that I get.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a game, it's a practice thing, anything. I break the streaks if it keeps account. Because I don't want to care when it breaks.
Yeah.
You don't want
So I
to
make sure it
care.
never goes above 2.
That's a good point.
That's funny.
I did
Like,
it
you
with
can't
Duolingo.
control me.
Yeah, Duolingo. I did that every single time because it had that streak thing.
Yeah.
I remember I got to a week and I intentionally skipped it, and I do that every single week.
Wow.
That's funny.
Well, now I'm chained. 2,300 days.
You see,
Wow.
the thing is, the thing is, that's what I was worried about for you, because it's like, I know you will maintain this streak. I don't want to see you sad when one day your phone dies right after you forgot to freeze it. And it's like, oh no, what now? You know? So just like,
Well, I have like 5 streak freezes now, so. And I don't tell Duolingo, but they accidentally gave me plus. Like, I don't know what happened, because there's 2 times I lost my streak and I paid for plus to get it back, like $14 or something, and then I canceled immediately. But then
She paid money.
I did. I paid money. But the second time I did it, I canceled. I think I got a refund, actually. I don't think it was like, I don't remember.
They paid you for plus.
Basically, something happened and it glitched, and I just have like infinite hearts. Infinite, like I don't have to pay for legendary, which mom has to pay with her points. She has a longer streak than me. It's very funny.
Maybe I should cut that out of the video.
Don't tell Duolingo.
So you can keep it forever. It's okay. They don't know your username.
You see a comment from Duolingo, just an angry face. They're very active
Just
on
the
Twitter.
bird.
Yeah, the bird.
The bird.
But
Oh my gosh.
yeah, before we go to the final topic, do you have a Rose rant? Like, have you seen anything new? Any new animes? Any new shows? Heckling stuff.
I have watched some webtoons.
Ooh, more webtoons.
Yes, I found back one of my old webtoons that I completed entirely. I think it's an Indonesian webtoon called Flawless. I love it. It's terrific, and it's the only webtoon or media, one of the few that I've ever seen do a time skip and pull it off completely.
Oh.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a vampire.
No. He's he just has sharp teeth.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. And he's blind, so he grows his hair out over his eyes. But it starts. There's this girl. She's a tomboyish girl, and he's blind. But everybody's like, "Is he really blind?" Because he's like beating up people. You know, all that.
Blind Master.
Blind Master. But yeah. And over time, there's like the first half where they're kids, and then there's a time skip where they're in high school, and then it continues on. And I love it. I've watched it beginning to end, and I'm kind of watching it again.
Oh, do
I've
you
gone
think
back to it. I love it.
do you think he's good enough to be like an anime one day? To grow up and be an anime?
I don't know, because it's always hard to predict whether the anime is going to do it well, because there is that situation with Noblesse. I don't know. I still don't know how to say that word properly. Wonderful manga, awesome, terrific. The animes were kind of crappy. They weren't that great. They were more like a promo for
The manga, which
the
is what
webtoon.
Old school.
which is what they usually do animes for, right?
Yeah, which is why I'm hoping with Solo Leveling is doing well. I hope it continues to do well so that they can just use it as like it can be just an anime on its own, you know, and it doesn't have to be just a come and see this other thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we were talking about Solo Leveling for years, actually years before it came out.
Yeah, it's true.
So can I ask, what made this so different that made you like it so much?
Yeah, because I was
it's
gonna
just
say
it sounds like just a normal romance.
I was gonna say Oshinoko also did the time skip thing pretty well, but you're raving about this the way this one did it.
I think I like it so much because it's even though it's I guess it's a romance, it's like it's not so romance centered where it's dramatic. You know, they still have their angsty teen problems, but there's also like kidnapping at one point during their younger years. But you know, somehow we move past that. I don't know if I can pinpoint exactly what it is. I think it's the way it's written is so like involved. Like I can understand these people, but I can also understand them individually. So it's not like sometimes it's written in a way that manhwas, webtoons, all of them can be written in a way where I can understand them from the author's perspective, but I feel like when I'm reading this I can understand them from the characters from their own individual perspective. So like sometimes it can be like, okay, I can see how you see this because of this other thing that happens or this one thing about you, versus the author just being like, and this is the entire situation. It's like a narrator's like point puppet, of view, third person point of view type of thing.
So they're doing a good job of like showing with the character's actions and speech. Yeah. So that sounds like a very well fleshed out character. Like this author understands their character enough to like have them speak for themselves. Yeah. The art, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, the art is very, very pretty. It
looks very nice.
Yes. I love this one. Look at that.
The shading and stuff, the art's good, but it reminds me of how when we looked at what was it called? It just blanked my mind. It's this one that we were looking at, and immediately we were like, "This is going to be a great show." Do you remember that? A few weeks ago, we were talking about it. Maybe in Free Run, where we just watched the first episode, and even though it was very pretty, the art was good, but then the way the characters were speaking and the way the characters' faces twitched in certain moments where they're talking to each other, you could see that it was hinting towards the thought pattern of this character. And I know I say it a lot, but you could go back and see that episode after you watch maybe 5 episodes, and you'll understand why they twitched. Yeah. And in the background, if the character's not in focus, they will still react to the situation in accordance to the way they're thinking.
I remember you making that comment. I don't remember if it was Free Run though.
I think it was Free Run. Yeah.
But I saw something on, I think, Hyder's face as well.
Yeah, and that also happened in like one of the more recent episodes. I think it was episode 10, where what's his name? Stark is like being like, let me carry you through. And then you just see Fern's the tiniest twitch on her face.
Her little mouth. The way she does her mouth, like this side.
Yeah. It just walks past him. She's like, this is not happening. No.
You had brought up a good point after we had finished the episode of why Fern keeps being so strict with Stark. Yeah. And the fact that she was raised by a priest. Yeah. That's why every little thing she sees just overtly sexual.
Everyone is not just Stark. Like, Stark just happens to be the closest male next to her. Yeah. You know, so like everything he does, anything he says.
Just very low bar for perf.
Very low bar.
Yeah. But it's especially with Stark, because we saw Stark when he said, "Oh, you smell good" thing. She's like, I hate you.
Yeah. Like, can we leave him?
But then Freeman did it, and she's like, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's also Freeman's mom.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. She's her mom, yes. This is truth.
Yeah, and the little things. Freeman, I know she's a main character, they're going to put more effort into it, but her little character actions are hilarious and adorable. Right?
Yes.
She holds out to her and we're like, can you walk?
Yes.
No. Doesn't even say anything. Holds it close when she got excited to give Stark the gift.
Yes. With the on your face.
Yeah, it was so spectacular.
But then she acts innocent afterwards and leaves you wondering, like, how innocent is Freeman to what this bottle does?
I mean, she's giving her proteges this kind of, like, encouraging this kind of behavior. It's not a good idea. Yeah. Anyways.
Maybe she was trying to even the playing field. She's like, Fern has the, like, see-through clothes. Right. Now he has the burn away clothes potion. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought about it even more. I know I mentioned it as I was getting up, but the fact that Freeman had more of that liquid, and you could see it was way less. She was keeping some for herself.
Yeah. Yeah, she saved it somewhere. She saved this. She's like, okay, I'll give it to him.
She skimmed her gift.
She skimmed it. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so we got more Promised Neverland coming up. Solo Leveling. Yeah, Solo Leveling is the closest thing to an action movie that we're watching right now.
Yeah.
It's just it keeps moving. You get what you get, but it's not really too deep. It feels like in plot, and I think people were telling us that from the beginning. Is this is not going to be like a 5D chess play type of anime. It's just you watch this anime, you take it as it is, like Dragon Ball Z.
No Lelouch level thinking.
That's not what it looks like to me at all.
Oh yeah.
I'm feeling unless it just feels that way a little bit. But I was saying, like, the way they're showing this, what's his name, Chul
guy.
the Chul guy, Jin Chul, finding out about him, like them finding out about him at all just feels like that is like espionage-ish. You know, he's gonna have to hide from them or just play some smart game, or they just find him, or maybe it's not gonna be what I'm thinking. Maybe it's not gonna be him like hiding and playing, you know, cat and mouse. Maybe it's just they're just gonna be like, are you strong? It's like, yeah, I'm strong. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Come with us.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just gonna be like that.
Maybe it's entirely possible that a lot of people were underselling it because we've had other animes where it was overhyped before. So we could have gone luck there.
Because I mean, no one knows what's coming except from what the manga says. But I mean, manhwa, it's doing like much better than I think people thought. Like they were scared when it was coming.
Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna do? Like you were scared.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's probably gonna maybe surprise some people. Like, oh, I didn't expect them to do that with that, or you know.
So like they're setting the bar low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good. That means more people will come rushing.
I am a strong supporter of setting the bar low.
Yes.
I've done that with several animes that I saw in the early days, like especially like ReZero. I said it's going to be a little scary. It's an okay anime. You know, I thought it was one of the best anime I've seen in recent years.
Yeah.
And I thought this was going to scare the crap out of you guys. So I don't say that. You know.
Just gotta dangle the carrot, you know, not the whole meal.
You should have seen like the frenzy. I've seen plenty of people late reactors to Frieren. They would get comments, which we got comments too, where people were saying like, "You're gonna love Himmel. Himmel's the best ever," and I don't mind comments like that because I don't really consider those spoilers. It's just like this is a very beloved character. But there were several times where people would get these arguments with those people saying, "Hey, do not set this up. Just let them enjoy it for how it is." It's like, you know, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Even though again the comment really didn't bother me at all, and I don't think it really bothers anyone in terms of like spoiling or anything. But I appreciate the sentiment of let everything come naturally. Just if they like him, they like him.
Yeah.
Then we can celebrate together at the end.
Yeah.
But also, if you're just a commenter, you know, you don't really have that much investment.
No.
If you're just going by to channels.
It's like, yo, you're gonna love this guy. Bye.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as characters go, in our what do you call it, character pool of all the animes we're watching, which character do you think has like not changed but like gone away from their tropes even though you already originally liked them?
Okay, so not
Like,
changed.
Not like betrayed their tropes, but like does something like different, like almost human-er than.
Oh, so it's kind of like they
okay.
start off with this particular personality character that you're like, oh, this is how archetype, and this is how they are, this is how they are. That's what you understand. Then soon after, they're like, wow, they've changed.
This is
they've
a person.
developed.
Yes.
They actually have feelings and things.
Yes.
That's right, those shows you've seen so far. I think in '86, Lena.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah.
She has a potential of taking #1 based on what she does in literally the next episode.
Yeah.
I think we're on episode 11 next.
Yes. No, 12.
12 next.
12.
Yeah, she just did a huge step, which we were all very proud of her for. But if she continues on this path, I think she'll take #1. But, I mean, that's just the first one to come to mind. But the other one is Emma. Even though we just started Promised Neverland, Emma. Because maybe it's just because I've seen a lot of really crappy shows try to do this. I think they're doing it really well with her, where they take the strong female character and they put her in a situation which is really bad, and she's unshaken. And she completely just bulldozes through the problem. In this one, you can see it's really hurting her. It's affecting her. The girl's traumatized.
Yeah.
But despite that, she still turns to her friends for support, and she still pushes ahead, not for her own sake, but for their friends' sake. But even so, she still has problems, which you can see Norman helping her out, and even later on Ray's helping her out. We're only 3 episodes in, but Emma, I feel like, is strong female main character kind of thing.
That's good.
But I think she is what a lot of these other shows try to do and fail.
Yeah.
In terms of Western media.
Yeah. I agree.
I can't really think of anyone in particular except because we just brought it up, ReZero, like Subaru, because I remember like the way he started off. He was a nice, like, just happy-go-lucky guy, just enjoying being isekai, you know, like, where's my power?
Where's my
can I be
harem?
at night? Where's my harem?
My harem, my wife
falls in love with the girl, you know, immediately, you know, and then when the plot began, and then the horror, and then it's like he seemed unfazed for a while until he broke, like that transformation over time, and like how he went through a lot of ups and downs emotionally, and where he is now, that where we left off with him, where he's not quite 100%, but he's able to support people now, like emotionally support people. That was like a really good transformation of a character.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot about it, but Aqua. I was trying to think through my head all the shows that we're watching. Aqua, it is entirely possible that I just got a bad read on him from the beginning, but he keeps internally thinking of all his plans and stuff, and be like, I'm going to use her. And stuff like that, and then you hear evil music play. But
then his actions.
He actually cares about people.
Yeah.
It's a low bar, but he saves Akane. You'd expect someone to try to save that girl. But then he does the thing like with the peon mask and stuff like that. He says the things like he's vulnerable when what's her name? Kana insults him. Like, I don't want you to be so mean to me.
Yeah.
And then he feels like he's gonna get roasted if he tries to push Kana.
And he's like,
time.
I'm a feeble person, you know.
Yeah, that I did not expect at all.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
To the point that I was questioning, is he lying to himself? Like, he was off on his own at some points. So it's like, no, he's not lying. That's just how he feels.
Yeah.
But I think it's what they have portrayed, what he has shown to us as a character,
To the audience.
like
no
we don't know enough about Aqua.
Yeah.
We are in the dark because we see how Serena, you know, spoilers, well, it's not really a big spoiler, but she was like in love with him at first. Like, this is her first love, and he's like, what kind of character was he to be so sweet to this girl and to be like so dead inside otherwise, you know? So it's like the way we got introduced to him versus what he is now. We kind of had this picture of what he is based on what we thought he was, like what he portrayed to the world, only to be finding like there's more and more things that are coming out from him. It's like, wow.
Yeah. And he actually seems like an actual person, because like a real life person can't be that dead.
Right.
You know, like he actually has somebody he cared about.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because we've talked about before, like, what was that thing that happened that made him shift from the dead person to the otaku fan kind of thing. But maybe it really was they both existed at the same time, and he only revealed the otaku side to Serena, and once she passed it became more prominent. But maybe he was always very dead on the outside to everyone else, but to people he cared about, he was like this. You know, this very bubbly personality. Which maybe.
Or maybe that side kind of developed over time, because she did, I think, what's her name, Serena did mention him being an otaku at one point. But like while she was Ruby, she mentioned the doctor that she knew being an otaku too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's how many? We are 12 episodes in Oshinoko.
No, 10.
10, 9,
I keep
8,
flipping them. Like
7.
one is 12, two are 12, and
2
one
and
is
12 is 1 is 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're 2 episodes apart.
In general, Aqua's past is just such a mystery. We're so many episodes in, and still know nothing. He refuses to think back to those times.
No.
He won't think about it at all.
I kept thinking about like that whole like, why don't you guys talk about it? But like it's like I'm trying to think of it in a different perspective. Like, imagine you are just you, but like suddenly you have memories of somebody else's life. Would you still consider yourself you now, or would you consider yourself that person who became you?
Yeah. Well, the way you put it, it sounds more like that other person, like, attached to who you are. But the way they portray it in the show is like you were you, and then you became a new person. It's more like the original person became the new person, or something like that.
Like it's a continuous line versus a restart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. But it's just like, I guess if I try to put myself in his shoes, if I genuinely hated my previous life, which I can see Serena, she hated her previous life. But if I genuinely hated my previous life and I woke up in a new one, yeah, maybe I would try to suppress it.
Yeah.
But also, he remembers some of his doctor's memories of when she came in and stuff like that. So it's just like, I feel like it's kind of almost not a waste, but I feel like you would consider your previous life a bit more.
Yeah, especially for him, it was a longer life than Serena. Serena was a little girl; she didn't live a life, so for her, starting over is like, oh my gosh, this is great.
This is all new.
Yeah,
He's like 30.
yeah. She should have gone through like enough things to like for them to be pertinent to his current life.
Yeah.
Which is why I just keep going back to something bad must have happened.
Yeah, and
that makes him. I'd never want to think about that again.
Yeah,
you know.
Especially since he, like, at 30, you would have people you know.
Right.
And, like, family and stuff.
At least the nurse.
At least the nurse.
I think the nurse showed up to his funeral. I think, like, we saw the back of her head.
Oh, no, he didn't have a funeral. They couldn't find
There was a memorial.
There was some sort of thing. But I don't know. Yeah, but they didn't find the body. Yeah.
They start looking. I feel like that's more insulting.
I think the guy who killed him, because remember we saw him, the stalker. He came down and looked at the body. I think he hid it.
I think someone commented
something.
as much as that he buried the body.
Yeah,
that's what I think too.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to bring it up here because this is Patreon only. But I was gonna bring up in the main video about the new intro cuts or between cuts or whatever we're calling it. It's a hit so far. The patrons really like it.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people like they're commenting on the joke, or they're like, there's this one guy that's like, man, I love seeing more of you guys. Great.
Yeah, I'm happy we're doing
nice. Yeah, I'm glad it's working because it's a long time I've been wanting to do this because these things happen in the cuts all the time. Like he makes a joke, like he'll get up just to go change the video or something, and we're just having a conversation the whole time.
And he's like, "What are you talking about?"
Wait, did we just talk? So yeah, it happens between us, and it happens with all three of us, like in between the intros. So I'm like, we have to do something with this. We got to do something.
Yeah, I see it in the editing process all the time. I get up, it's 10, 15 seconds the most. I go back there to turn off the recorder. I come back, and I hear them like snicker to the end of a conversation because they're like brushing up to continue the discussion, right? And then in the editing process, I see them talking about some random thing on planet Earth. But it'll be like, okay, so we just finished watching like an episode 86. Okay, that tank got destroyed. All right, guys, I'll go set this up so we can do the discussion. So you haven't seen new toilet paper brands? Like, what? Why are you talking? And it's that random every time. And I come back like, oh yeah, we'll talk about it later.
We have to finish this discussion. This meeting of the minds.
5 lions are loose in Nambia. Why? And it just flows because like neither of you are stunned by the sudden change of topic. Okay.
It's true. I don't know. It's just sometimes you're just sitting there and you just say something random, and then the other person is like, "Oh, well, you know something about this." And it just like, two plot.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very glad that that's going up as well. There's several funny comments from you guys. Like I didn't even notice that when I told you to slap her for missing the intro for like the 16th time in a row, your hand went up like you're actually gonna slap her. And I saw that after you said that.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it for this one though. So guys, thank you guys very much for being here on this Reactcast. Guys, if you like your time here, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Remember with Patreon down below, you can see these 2 weeks ahead or other things like the silent movie a whole month ahead, which by the point you see this up on YouTube, it will be 2 weeks ahead. But thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.